Well, thanks for visiting us this morning at KTALnews.com. I'm meteorologist Josh Morses with your Tuesday morning forecast update. You'll be glad you stopped in for the update this morning. We've collectively been doing this for a while. I don't know that I've ever said or have you ever heard that we've been in the severe weather outlook 4 consecutive days, but that is the likelihood for us beginning tomorrow and continuing through Saturday. So enjoy the final day of dry weather today as we'll start to see that window for severe weather open Wednesday. We have a cold front coming in that's going to stall just right over the region, and that will crank up these daily thunderstorms with little change to the weather pattern daily, basically through Sunday. In fact, the rain will likely get heavier each day as we head into the upcoming weekend here. So we do have some areas of the ArkLaTex now under a flood watch as well. So today, quiet day, but you can see the clouds starting to move back in as we'll draw in not only Gulf but some Pacific moisture. So the moisture is really going to make its way back in. So you'll feel some humidity and some extreme mugginess later tonight as well as tomorrow. We'll get some of that summer and tropical humidity back into the region ahead of those rains that we're expecting here. Now your temperature is feeling great this morning. Take advantage of that. We'll be kind of warm and muggy with the rain for the rest of the week, but it feels great. 50s and low 60s this morning and high temperatures. A little warmer today as we'll wind up in the low to mid 80s. You'll definitely feel that humidity come back in a breezy day as that south wind will be gusting about 20 to 25 miles per hour, and that's what's transporting that humidity back into the region. So big storm system out to the west here will carve a path down across the country here, and that's what's going to kind of send that cold front in over the next few days here. We do have some severe weather in the forecast between Oklahoma City and Kansas City later this afternoon. Some of those storms tonight will likely roll towards McCurtain and Red River counties here. Very low end potential that we could maybe see some wind and hail with those storms late tonight. More likely tomorrow that the severe weather window will open up for us. We do have a enhanced risk for severe weather. Get used to that. We're going to be in that level 2 and 3 outlook pretty much every day for the rest of the week here. This is for Wednesday. This is mainly going to be the afternoon and evening. And again, what the map means is that the ingredients are going to be present. Just because all the ingredients are there doesn't necessarily mean that the storms are going to be there every time. In fact, the storm coverage is going to be at the low end of the scale tomorrow, but I do think it's probably going to grow later in the week here. So we do have the, again, enhanced risk for severe weather. That means we could see some intense thunderstorms tomorrow. Hail, the main threat, but we could also see some damaging winds, and the threat for tornadoes is higher with this system than the one that we saw on Sunday. We didn't see any tornado warnings Sunday night, but that may change for us once we get into the day on Wednesday. So let me give you the next few days here. Your Robbins Toyota Futurecast is showing, again, the clouds rolling in today, so it'll be mostly cloudy by the afternoon, and you'll see late tonight, there's the storms kind of arriving, I would say even before sunrise tomorrow morning. Keep in mind that severe weather outlook goes until about 7 a.m. the next morning. So the severe weather outlook for us on Wednesday, again, will be dry for most of the morning here, but you can see that front does trigger these little storms here that will likely pop up in the afternoon and evening. There's not a lot of them, so I mentioned that there will probably be a lot of areas that don't even see the rain on Wednesday, but with that front stalling out just to the north of us on Thursday, we'll likely see a repeat of some of those showers and storms popping up in the afternoon. There's the severe weather outlook for Thursday, so the Storm Prediction Center, they have us in that level 2 risk for, again, probably the same severe weather hazards that we'll see Friday. You can see we are in the severe weather outlook on Friday as that front really doesn't change position much, and then Saturday the front will start to move through the rest of the region, so even Saturday we're in the severe weather outlook. And again, it's not out of the question in the spring or sometimes in the outlook twice, maybe 3 times in a week, that it's really kind of strange to see that 4 days in a row, and that's because the weather pattern is just in a traffic jam. So we'll kind of see those repeated rounds of storms here. Obviously, if you see these repeated rounds of storms and you maybe get an inch or 2 of rain daily, you can see why it's going to add up to maybe 6 to 8 inches, and I think there's some upward potential. We can see some of these areas pick up 10 or more inches of rain through McCurtain, Howard, and Sevier counties. We taper those amounts as you get down to Texarkana, but even Texarkana likely to see good 4 to 6 inches of rain through Saturday. I think the rain will finally wrap up Saturday night. Shreveport, I think we're probably underdone. It's showing 2 to 3 inches of rain, but I think we could easily see more than that later in the week. So there's our flood watch. It is possible we'll see more counties or parishes added to this as we go through the week, but just taking the data that's available right now, again, the folks over at the Weather Service in conjunction with some of the neighboring offices here have put up the flood watch here for Red River and Bowie County in Texas, McCurtain County in Oklahoma, and basically most of our counties in Arkansas near and north of I-30. It doesn't include Miller County, but even Miller County you can see some roadway flooding, and this will probably produce some pretty big rises on the lakes and rivers, which are at pretty low levels. So the lakes and rivers in good shape. shape right now, but that's probably going to change after this round of rainfall. Fortunately, we dry out on Sundays. Pretty strong cold front will cool us into the 60s Sunday, Monday, and maybe even next Tuesday as well. So we'll get a few days of cooler weather. It is looking dry for most of next week, so that's the good news. We won't have any heavy rain or storms on the heel of this, but again, very active weather Wednesday through Saturday. Urge you to check back for updates each day.